details from Wall Street to Main Street, my home to your home, and big news about stimulus. I have all the details happening by the minute and by the hour, and without a break, let's get right to it. Senate has just approved the Plan B, or the reconciliation bill resolution, as I've gone over throughout the day. Your stimulus is finally coming. This is the truck that drags or pulls the final step to the finish line. I have all the details across the board. I'm so excited you're here. On a big afternoon, as minutes ago, the Senate did exactly what was promised. Meantime, what's happening across the board with the vaccine, and also what's happening with everything else. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. This is the best darn channel out there with 24 hours of broadcasting around the clock. Financial details you'll never see anywhere else, and details and coverage to get you money and financially stable throughout this pandemic. So make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Click the member link at the top of this chat, in the pinned comment, or also in the description. In this video, I'll go over what's happening today, how this resolution has confused some, but I kept it simple for you. And meantime, what this reconciliation does for you across the board. All right, with that, let's get to the breaking news. Minutes ago, the Senate did exactly what I had reported to you earlier today. It passed the reconciliation. The bill has finally passed. This is the truck that drags or pulls the hitch behind the truck. Hey, welcome, Queen Bee. Thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. Everyone, welcome Queen Bee to the family. The reconciliation is the metaphor of a truck that pulls a tow hitch behind it. And the tow hitch behind it is your stimulus package, the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, which Joe Biden has detailed to you. And earlier today, I delivered some big shockers about it. Shockers that I never saw that were in the third stimulus package. And boy, it's just a lot of exciting, great stuff and a lot of detail in just a short period of time. So let's go through it. What happened minutes ago? Minutes ago, a Senate vote occurred on a reconciliation. The House had approved it earlier, and it landed in the Senate. Now it's going off to the president. It means that the reconciliation allows for a procedural step. What is this procedural step? It allows for Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus package to pass with only Democratic support. He doesn't need a single GOP vote. Why are you able to do this reconciliation? Why did we never hear about it last year? Because it requires both the Senate and the House and the presidency to be all the same party. It usually happens in the first term of a president if they win all three bodies. It happened twice into the Trump administration in his first year. But I detailed earlier today that the Biden camp has now gotten the message very loud and clear after you push Purple Power, that follows this channel, to go big and bold and fast and swift, to do this and may do it again. And may do it thereafter. It basically says, hey, I don't need any Republicans to support me. I'm going to do it this way. And this way starts with the reconciliation. Step one, get the reconciliation, or the pickup truck in the metaphor, to the finality. And that was done. When are we going to have a show called It's Law? Well, guess what? The reconciliation, it's law. It will be law by the end of today. That reconciliation has now become law because it lands on the president's table. He signs it, and that means the next step is the budget bill, is the stimulus bill. The stimulus bill is what goes on behind the truck on the tow hitch and dragged over the finish line. We already know that the stimulus package, the $1.9 trillion bill, will pass the House, will pass the Senate for two reasons. One, hey Susan, thank you for the cat, and oh meow, is because all the Democrats have said we're going to vote in favor of it. So it's simple. We already know it's going to pass. Hey, Mitchell. Everyone, welcome Mitchell to the family. Thank you for becoming a Purple Hawk. So the only issue at hand is what day. It's very, very straightforward now. We now know the third $1.9 trillion stimulus package is becoming law. And the only question is, what day will it become law? And of course, all the questions for the donut guy. What day is that money coming in my bank account? That's the donut guy holds up the donut. That remains depending on when the sprinkles are hitting. Hey, Lou, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. So let's go over each of these items step by step. But first, let me cut back and give you a broad stroke of what happened today. Today, oh wow, J.R. Buck, thank you for Ruck for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And the dancing pair, there was a dancing pair alert. The day ended very strong on Wall Street. Wall Street ended uh, up considerably. The Dow was up about 1.5%. It was up at 2% earlier in the day, and the Nasdaq ended up about a point and a half. This amid concern about strange antics from an online message board Reddit, which commandeered the broadcast news oxygen over the last few days. Hey, Dean, thank you for giving me the Purple Hawk. Reddit, a message board, had asked people to buy into a series of stocks which have now tumbled and taken a massive dip, losing everything that ostensibly they had earned over the last 2 days. Everyone welcome Dean to this family. And so that became the subject du jour on broadcast news throughout much of yesterday. Thank you, Cooking with V, with the singing lemon. But that is no longer an issue. Other broadcast news, other big news out of Wall Street is that Jeff Bezos has stepped aside as the CEO of Amazon. He will remain on the chair on the board of directors as one of its chairmen. So that is also breaking news. The day started with Uber announcing that for $1.5 trillion billion dollars, sorry there, is buying the online delivery beverage company Drizzly, which delivers alcohol to your home or place of work. Just in time to get it to Congress. I wondered who Congress is, ordering something to go alongside with their favorite appetizer. So that was also how the day started off. But in Congress, oh boy, a lot of breaking news. A lot of breaking news. Linda with the dancing pair. Thank you for the dancing pair. The developments from Congress were enough to drink to. The day started with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer issuing a news statement that said, we're ready to pass the reconciliation. And the reconciliation will anchor the $1.9 trillion stimulus package to the finish line. Let's make things clear here. Everything that you heard from the Republicans over the last 2 days. Hey, Curtis. Everyone welcome Curtis to the family. Thank you for becoming a Purple Hawk. Everything that you heard from the Republicans over the last 3 days really does not come into fruition. So don't worry about whatever the Republicans had said. I will certainly qualify this with the following statement. Joe Biden's press secretary said minutes ago, she's willing to talk about, thank you, Charles, for the massive dancing pair. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the massive dancing pair. Joe Biden's press secretary said minutes ago that the president's willing to talk about eligibility for the stimulus check, meaning lowering it for $75,000, but he's not changing the check amount. Make that very clear. So don't try that with Joe with that ridiculous $1,000 stimulus check. So now that the reconciliation has passed and it's now law, we don't have an emoji for that. We have the reverse emoji. It's not law yet. What's going on then with the stimulus bill? When will that pass? It can be done in a few days. It can be done in a few weeks. It can be done by the end of the week. There's nothing really holding it up except time. And ultimately, this is going to be one of those, how long is Nancy taking at this situation? Not a question of whether it's going to happen. It's happening. So if you're one of those people that lands in the spam comment, I will believe it when it gets in my bank account. Well, it is getting in your bank account. It's just the question of what day it's getting in your bank account. Thank you, Mr. McMatterman, and thank you, wow, for Kenneth R. for becoming a Calcino VIP, the highest level of membership. Wow, thank you, Kenneth R. for becoming a Calcino VIP, the highest level of membership. If you've not become a member, click the link at the top of this video or in the pinned comment if you want to become a Calcino VIP as well. Thank you for both of you for becoming part of this family. So they can get this done by the end of the week, but would they get it done by the end of the week? I don't know. So certainly don't go to the bank and look for the $1,400 stimulus check by the end of the week because it could take a little bit longer than that. But it is now going to become law. I want to make that very clear to you. I know you went through an entire year of Mitch doing things and Nancy doing things. That's not happening anymore. It's actually now anchored to become law. The concept of a reconciliation says I have something on the tow hitch behind the truck. I want to pass the truck over the finish line. The truck is now over the finish line. So the thing on the tow hitch will be pulled over the finish line. It's not a question of whether it will or won't. It will. It's a question of what day. So that is where we are. Finally, you have finality on the third stimulus package. There's a lot of other great news across the board on the third stimulus package. You saw them on third stimulus on Afternoons LA right before this recording. The big detail was the shocker that EIDL grant is back. Lord, and that mortgage assistance is available. Virginia, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. Mortgage assistance, and I don't mean I don't mean the character Morgan on that soap opera. I mean mortgage, like home mortgage. Melinda, thank you for the dancing pair. This is huge news. Viewers have been asking constantly for mortgage assistance, and mortgage assistance is in your third stimulus package, along with the return of the EIDL grant, or is formerly called the EIDL Advance Grant. This is big. What else is in the third stimulus package? I'll have those details in just a second. But first, at the 11-minute mark, thank you for joining me. Let's give you a big update with the meow. Hey, Theodore, with the meow, the meowing cat. Let me give you an update where we are at the 13-minute mark. At the 13-minute mark, the House of Representatives and the Senate have now approved the reconciliation. That is the budget bill. That is the truck that pulls the tow hitch over the finish line. The truck has now passed over the finish line. It's now law. All that remains is the tow hitch. It's not a question of whether it's going to become a law. It's the question of what day. And the tow hitch will become a law in the next few days. The question is what day. Ultimately, what's important for you to understand is that as a Purple Hawk, as a follower of this channel, you need to be ready to pounce. But none of these things are live. So I know that someone's going to send me a message. How do I get that thing? It's not live yet, but I want you to be ready and hungry, as Chris just said. Chris Caldwell said, hungry? Yes. You want to be hungry for this money because this money is going to be available for you to get. And some of it is going to be first come, first serve. I gotta give a shout out to the viewers of this channel. You've absolutely been wonderful today. You have been on fire and you've been laser focused because I see everything else around us. Broadcast news hardly even covering stimulus. I mean, I barely could find coverage of stimulus. They're talking about Bezos and they're talking about just sort of nebulous things. I don't even know what they're talking about. They're not even talking about stimulus. They're hard. Social media. This was number one issue on social media. Stimulus was number one on social media. Broadcast news not talking about stimulus. The major other channels out there with 1 and 2 million followers, not even talking about stimulus. They haven't even told you the reconciliation has passed. Thank you for the dancing pair, Ernest, and thank you, Bonnie, for the dancing pair. They haven't even told you the reconciliation has passed. They don't even explain what the reconciliation. This is singularly the most important day of 2021, probably the most important day for you for stimulus since CARES Act 1 of March, and no one is reporting what's going on. It's really quite surprising. It shows that they don't have no idea what's going on. It shows you they just sort of want you to get some Weibo stock. So with that, let's cut back to what's in the stimulus package. First, stimulus check, $1,400 individual. $2,800 married couple, $1,400 children. Children meaning children dependents. $3,200 adult dependents. If you're on SSI or SSDI or anything about you, you're a veteran, a senior, doesn't matter, you're getting a stimulus check as well. Same things, $1,400 individual, $2,800 adult married couple, $1,400 of children, $3,200 adult dependents. But there's good news on top of that. The good news is that Joe Biden's press secretary and Joe Biden have both said, I think the 1.9's really on the edge of being too small. Wow, have they been watching this channel? Hey, German. Hey, Gima, thank you for the dancing pair. Have they been watching this channel? Have they been reading your tweets, Purple Power? Because they say 1.9 is sort of on the edge of too small. And this basically is signaling, thank you, Beverly, for becoming a Purple Hawk. They're basically signaling language that they could be back. Arnold Schwarzenegger, give me that soundbite. I'll be back. They could be back with another round of stimulus because this may not be enough. They're basically signaling. There's to be very little. Their exact words were right on the edge of what's really sufficient, and they're basically a little worried that it's too small. It is too small. We all know it's too small. I mean, it's not a it's fine for February and January, but after that, it ain't gonna carry you to September. It's too small thereafter. So that's great news. Hashtag MSC. Keep it up because hashtag MSC is not off point. Joe Biden said I would come back as often as I need to come back to give you more stimulus checks. That language suggests he'll be back. All right, next, FPUC going forward, $400 a week to the end of September. That means if you're unemployed between January and September, God forbid you are, you'll get about, I think it's about $16,000 just in FPC alone. Your UI and PUA will be underneath that. If you made over $30,000 2019, bless you did, because you need to do escalated benefits because that will get you up to about $300 a week. So you could get $600, $700 a week from this channel. Hey, Scott, thank you for coming for the dancing pair. You can get up to about $700 a week if you follow the advice of the channel, how to do escalated benefits. Remember, that's what I call it. But you know how to do it. $700 a week from now to September. That's a lot of money. If you made over 25,000, you could raise about $200 a week plus 300. You can make $500 a week. That's $2,000 a month. That's no slack money. $2,000 a month on unemployment. That's not slacking money. So make sure you stay with me. If you've not watched FPUC overnight, please watch it. And please watch other videos which I explain how to do escalated benefits. Then paid sick leave, $1,400 a week up to. Student aid, $1,700. The tax credits, which we've detailed a lot. And the two big revelations today. Rent will have rent aid for low income, middle class. Thank you, King Zomiak, for the dancing pair. My goodness. I don't think I've been dancing enough today. Thank you for the dancing pair. Is he dancing enough? That's just sort of, he's cheating. That's not enough. He's not really dancing enough. You get rent aid for low income, rent aid for middle income, and rent aid for homeless. But there's a new surprise. Mortgage assistance. Oh my goodness. Mortgage assistance, and this is mortgage aid, and I don't mean mortgage forbearance, I mean mortgage assistance. Thank you, Mr. Matterman. Oh, thank you, and you're the new member also. Wow, that's really kind. A new member and already, and Scott again. Thank you, Scott. My goodness, that's I think the second or third in a row for Scott. Thank you so much for the lemon. Let me explain the mortgage assistance because the word is assistance. It's not forbearance. No, it's not. I'm not talking about forbearance. I'm talking about assistance. I'm talking about assistance, moolah. I'm not talking about forbearance. This is where it's important for me to slow it down. Forbearance means you don't have to pay something. We're going to give you a halt so you don't have to pay something. Assistance means we're going to give you money. Moolah, we're giving you money. We're giving you Tonia, thank you for the dancing pair. Buckets of moolah. We're as the dime lemon emoji, the dime lemon super chat. Hey Carrie, thank you for the purple hawk. The dime lemon, where he's dropping the dimes. They're gonna be dropping dimes. They're gonna be giving you mortgage assistance. They're giving you money. This is not mortgage forbearance. Forbearance means a halt. Mortgage assistance means they're giving you money. That's why it's put into the rent. There's Tad doing it. Tad just gave me the visual. It's the dime lemon. They're going to drop you dimes, well, not dimes, dollar bills, for mortgage assistance. This is incredible, shocking news. So thank you, Tad, for the super chat, and thank and welcome Carrie to the family. Welcome to Coming to Purple Hawk. How are you? So this is a huge one, huge one. Um, Someone said it's only for federally backed. The mortgage forbearance was for federally backed. The mortgage assistance, wow, this came out of nowhere. 202 HE Devo. Thank you for the super chat for the dancing bear. Oh, there we go. There went the whole set. Yeah, it's just so much happening across the board today. So that is that. Then came EIDL out of nowhere. EIDL came out of nowhere. No one saw this coming. This was not in the equations. EIDL grant advance is back. This is the second time you're seeing EIDL grant come back in just 2-3 months. Scott with another dancing pair. My goodness. EIDL is back. Now, let me explain. This is going to be a really confusing, and it's confusing to me as well. But let me explain what I think they're doing with this. You know, and I know, that EIDL grant was back in the second stimulus in Mar-a-Lago. Now it's back in the third stimulus. And you know, as I know, they never paid a dime out of the Mar-a-Lago stimulus. They used that money for the 2020 people. If you wanted to sit here and do an EIDL grant for the 2020 stimulus, you can't do it. So what are they doing? I think they're just basically saying more money, more money, more money, so we can get everyone caught up. I mean, that's the best thing, the simplest way to say it. They're getting everyone caught up on EIDL grants from 2020. Then they're getting people caught up in 2021 that applied, never got their grant. And then they're getting to, hey, come and get some new EIDL grants. That's the easiest way to say it. Donna, thank you for becoming a Purple Hawk. This is huge news. Finally, if you did not catch on third stimulus, what is the difference between EIDL grant and EIDL advance? Great question. It's the same thing. What they've done over time is they've used that word advance more often so you get used to it. It's called EIDL advance grant now, or grant advance. That's their terminology because they have a new EIDL now and they don't want you to get confused with them. Great question. All right, the other big surprise was there was another grant, which I mentioned on third stimulus today, that no one saw coming. It's a special grant. What was that? What happened? Oh, I knocked something over. Uh, I thought that was a crash. A little excitement for the day. Thank you for someone just joined. Something just happened. Oh, there was a Tanashi. Uh, it was something behind you. Yeah, I thought it was like all the glass shook. So it was the lamp had to hit the glass. That scared me. Yeah, it scared me too. I didn't know what the world that was. It was the lamp. My foot hit the cord and then the lamp went back towards the glass. So we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. It was Sir Lloyd knocking on the door. Let me in. I want some stimulus. It was a ghost. It's the ghosts of stimulus past. Hey, Phyllis. Thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. How are you? Thank you for joining the family. So, I mean, you had some wonderful comments. If I could find them in the crashing set today, because there's so much happening. Before I went on air, all the lights went out as well. It's just one of those days. Let me answer some of the incredible 2,000 questions and comments from yesterday's video. Hey, Kristen, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. 2,200 people in the room, my goodness, and 800 likes. Let's get those likes up. Let's get the likes to maybe 1,500, and let's see if we can get the room into 2,500. This is huge. It's just absolutely been on fire. Let me recap before I get to the questions. Everything that's in the third stimulus package, again, I'll go slowly. At the 23-minute mark. $1,400 stimulus check for individuals, $1,400 for children, $2,800 for adult dependents, $2,800 for married couples, $3,200 for adult dependents. If you're on SSI, SSDI, you get a stimulus check like everyone else, just whether you are an adult dependent or a single individual. Then FPUC forward from January to September, $400 a week, which would amount to about $16,000 if you're unemployed that entire duration. UIPUA extended to September. Then hazard pay, we actually still don't know the numbers. That is one of the still mysteries we have. For up to $1,400 a week for paid sick leave, $1,700 for college students for financial aid, presumed to be a grant, rent aid for low income, rent aid for middle class, rent aid for homeless people, and now mortgage assistance, money to help pay your mortgage. Then there's a new round of SNAP and PEBT in there, which Nancy talks about with her joint statement with Chuck. Not particularly clear what they're talking about. It may be a higher increase. Remember, you're currently at a 15% increase, and SNAP and PEBT had all these wonderful news, which I delivered on Friday. It was a Friday night announcement. I mean, who's covered it except me? No one. It wasn't even in broadcast news. It was buried in another article on the bottom of the article. It wasn't even in the title of the article. I don't even know how I saw it. And that add-on, it helps people who are 6 years or younger, children who are 6 years or younger, getting almost $134 back to August. It's just incredible. So maybe they're adding more on top of that because we've had so many SNAP increases. Like, which one is this one? Then EIDL grant is back. An intercity grant is being launched. A live venue grant, more money for Save Our Stages. Hey, Lisa, thank you for becoming a Purple Hawk. More business loans. Joe Biden says a business loan to start a new business. Everyone welcome Lisa to the family. And all the tax credits. I think I got it all. That was a lot. All right, let me answer some of your 2,000 questions from yesterday. And if you have questions in today's video, drop them in the comments below. I think all the officials should be stripped of their wealth and lower over their paychecks and see how they would take care of the public then. Also, stop them from giving themselves raises. I love that. Patricia Horeen. They don't live like most of us have to live. Guess they think that because they made everyone so does not know true. Interesting. I don't know what the verb was in that sentence, but I love that comment. Priscilla Taylor. Not another one who won't stand up to his word. Carol Grass. Just like President Trump said, Biden has done nothing in 46 years. Mary Cyrus. They need to give us what they said they was going to do. Nancy Doyle. Such idiots on the Hill. Michelle Rhodes. I would like to know, Biden doesn't answer anyone's questions, and our VP is hiding in San Francisco. No Democrats like to answer real questions. Is she hiding in San Francisco? Is she hiding in D.C.? I don't know. I don't know where she's hiding. Thank you for that nice comment. Michael Jumper. Our government doesn't care about the people, just their own. Well, there you go. Collective remark is they don't care. They don't care. They don't share. There you are as we sit here this afternoon. Meantime, there's big news about your vaccines. I haven't detailed that yet. Wow, 1,100 likes. I looked down for a second and there we go. 1,100 likes with 2,300 in the room. Can we get to 2,500 in the room? What a big day. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe because this is the best darn channel there is out there. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, broadcasting financial news from Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home. Everything from Wall Street to vaccines, from stimulus to money to get you financially stable through this pandemic. And the most interactive as there is across the board. And then in about 2 minutes from now, I'm going to be answering your questions on air as well. So get ready with your questions. But first, let me give you an update about the vaccine. Great news on that. It's actually several great news announcements today. First, Pfizer's confirming that they're able to roll out 200 million vaccine doses 2 months earlier. So those vaccine doses will land in May, not July. Really great news. Alicia, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Next, Joe Biden confirms that nearly 6,000 retail stores and 40,000 pharmacies across the country will carry the doses of the vaccine in the next few weeks. He's given strict orders that more businesses on your street corner can carry the vaccine instead of having to go to amphitheaters and amusement parks and major venues. These will be on the corner. Really great news with that. Then the big surprise is that we could see a ramp up of doses like we've never seen. The Biden camp has ordered 300 million doses in the next few weeks between Moderna and Pfizer, but we may have the ability for them both to deliver up to 600 million doses by May, with Pfizer already 300 and Moderna could be ramping up those productions as well. And there we are. Let me answer some incredible questions on the screen. Are the vaccines free? Yes, the vaccines are free. Absolutely. Great question. If you're unemployed and have to stay at home, does that count $1,400 for paid sick leave? No. The concept of paid sick leave is you are currently employed and you had to stay off from work because of a series of events that impeded. Hey, Pat, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. Got my first Moderna today, said someone. Everyone welcome her from joining the room. Thank you for becoming a new Purple Hawk. Welcome, Pat. And if you drop a comment on the screen and I miss it, then certainly repost it again. Hey, Cher, thank you for becoming a Purple Hawk. Wow, some of the comments are really flying now. Will we receive our? Can you? Wow, I can't even read it. If you had to choose between the three vaccines, which would you choose? Well, the Moderna, the first dose has an 80% effective rate, whereas the first Pfizer has a 50% effective rate. I would choose Pfizer and Moderna before I chose Johnson & Johnson because after 2 doses, they have a higher efficiency rate than Johnson & Johnson. When will there be a vote? So the vote on the reconciliation has occurred. It's final. It's done. And then the bill vote, we have not been told the day. Is FPUC back to January? It is back to January, and we don't have the exact day. So it's January forward to September. How does that work? It means it would give you the difference on top of what you don't have already. Sandra, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. Everyone welcome Sandra to the family. Yeah, the vaccine doses don't hurt. I don't know where that narrative came from. Student aid forgiveness, that is still not in here, but that's going to be standalone. When and how, we don't know yet. Student aid moratorium is underway, a forbearance, but the forgiveness has not yet started. Has SSI started as a separate bill yet? It has not started as a separate bill yet. Hazard pay, caregiver, yes. Tam H, Purple Hawk. Hey, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. Thank you for joining me. What about self-employed for paid sick leave? I believe so, but we have to see the bill. Rental assistance, yes. Low income and middle class, it's in there. Welcome, Tam, to the family. I'm new. Jenna. Everyone welcome Jenna to the family. If you joined between shows and you never got a shout out, certainly always drop it. What about helping the homeless? Yes, there is rent assistance for the homeless in there as well. Hazard pay, we know no details more about the hazard pay. The 1700 is for college students. The business loans is in the what's very confusing, and I'm trying to make it simple, is that the reconciliation drags across the finish line the bill. So you need to think of it as one item. And so someone just asked, is this in the reconciliation? You have to think of what's in Joe Biden's bill, because the reconciliation just drags the tow hitch. It's the tow truck that pulls the tow hitch behind it. Can someone on SSI get rental assistance? Yes. And you don't even have to wait for it. Reach out to the volunteers. They're in the pinned comments of this video. They are at news.la.com/community, and they will assist you. Hey, Brenda. Everyone welcome Brenda. She's new. I'm new, LA. Hello. Well, thank you. And welcome Brenda to the family. And we don't know any more about hazard pay just yet. Thank you for the nice comment, Brenda. Is childcare assistance essential. Yes, it was under the HEROES Act. And if you have questions about what's essential and what's not essential under hazard pay, then tune in every night at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Hazard Pay. It's our new hit show. It's a lot of fun. It's a taped show, but with a live chat. And so I'm in the live chat with you, and you can watch it and see who's essential, who's not essential. How do you apply? How do you get it? New business loans, TIA. Yes, we don't know any more about it today than we did yesterday, but it is in there. I'm an adult dependent. How would I get the stimulus check? Those sort of questions are really not clear at the moment. Hey, Barbara, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. I really appreciate it. Thank you for becoming part of this family. Yes, if you need assistance with rent, reach out to the volunteers. Then in the pinned comment, news.la.com/community. They're absolutely wonderful. They're doing about 70 cases a day. So and one volunteer told me her turnaround time is about 60 a day, which is absolutely incredible. She's helping about 60 people a day, which is totally incredible. And I think most volunteers are their turnaround. They're just doing an enormous, incredible amount of great stuff every single day. What is my favorite ice cream? It's very funny. I rarely ever eat ice cream, but I did buy it last week for the first time in ever, and it was cookies and cream, and boy, was it good. Lord. Um, do we have to reapply for EIDL? We don't know anything. It's very funny. Someone tweeted me earlier today. Ella, like, what else do you know? I tell everything on camera that I know. So I literally tell you every single thing I know. So if I'm not telling you how to reapply, if you have to reapply or not reapply, it's because I don't know. So if there's something I know, I'm telling you everything in my brain cell. I'm not holding back a single word. So if you don't hear the answer, if you don't hear it on camera, it's because I don't know the answer. So do you have to reapply for a new EIDL? I don't know. When can you reapply? I don't know. What goes into Nancy's ice cream that's $12? I don't know. I don't know. At the 36-minute mark, thank you for joining me on the Afternoons LA. What a day afternoon it is with 2,500 in the room. Let's see if we can get it up a little bit more. 1,400 likes. Get those likes up. We're doing about 75% likes. Let's see if we can get to 1,500 likes. Big updates across the board. As minutes ago, the Senate approved the reconciliation. That is the truck that pulls the tow hitch over the finish line. The tow hitch is the $1.4 trillion stimulus bill from Joe Biden. It's now going to become law. The question is what day. It's not an issue of how. It's not an issue of whether. The issue is what day. It is a finality. The bill will be finally become law. You're going to get a stimulus check, $1,400 individual, $2,800 married couple, $1,400 children, and $3,200 adult dependent. You'll also get a lot of surprises, like mortgage assistance. That's moolah, not mortgage forbearance. Hey, Jessica, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. Welcome, Jessica, to the family. And also the return of EIDL grant and all the other things I've been detailing across the board. I'll be back live at 6 o'clock with Evenings LA, in which I go over all this breaking news. There's a lot of breaking news today, and hopefully nothing else crashes on set. With 2,500 people, room and 1,500 likes. Thank you for joining me. This is a live broadcast shortly after about 4 o'clock, but I'll see you back at 6, and then we'll have a double header. Remember, the next show is at 7 o'clock. Stay informed, stay focused. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe, and stay of LA for more.